For the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about sitting and the negative effects that sitting can have on your body. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in a good postural position or a bad postural position, you're still here. My back's slightly rounded, and more importantly, my hip flexors are flexed. And that's really the thing with the exercises that we're going to show you, is how to counteract that position. So to start with our upper body, the first stretch that we're going to go over is for our chest, okay? Again, our anterior chain chest muscles are always shortened when we're sitting or when we're working at the computer. So what we're going to do is just an active chest stretch. Bringing our arms out to the side, squeezing them back, so I'm activating my shoulder blades, and I'm bringing my hands back as far as I can. Hold it for anywhere between 15 and 30 seconds, and you'll feel it right through your stretch all the way down into your fingertips. So the interesting thing about our chest muscles is that we have two different ones, and they run in different directions. So I need to stretch my chest in multiple planes, if you remember the last article. So we're going to go down into a prayer stretch and stretch my arms over top of my head to stretch my pec minor muscle. So I'm coming down, lengthening my arms as much as I can, and I'm keeping my back straight. So I have my thoracic spine in extension. If I move to the side, I'm sitting my bum down as low as I can and reaching my arms straight over my head. So moving down into our lower body, still looking at our anterior chain, our focus is our hip flexors. They're always contracted and shortened when we're in a seated position, and we want to lengthen them as much as possible. So the way we're going to do that is with a proposal stretch or a kneeling hip flexor stretch. With this one, we're going to be stretching just one leg at a time. That knee is down on the ground. From there, I'm pushing my hips forward, keeping my spine nice and straight so I'm not leaning forward. So that's our basic position. I can feel the stretch in my leg here. From there, I can make it a little bit more difficult. I can lift my arm up to again enhance the stretch through my posterior chain of my upper body. I can lean away from that side to get a bit of a stretch through my low back. Or to stretch my more superficial hip flexor, I can even bring my heel up to my bum. So now that we're done stretching and elongating our anterior chain, so our chest and hip flexors, we've really got to focus on strengthening and supporting our posterior chain, so our butt and our shoulders. So to do that, we're going to start with upper body, and we're going to work on our shoulder blades with a simple row progression, but we're going to talk about a few things that you need to be mindful while doing it. So leaning back, legs are working, and I'm just pulling back with my shoulder blades, pulling the cable into my chest, squeezing my shoulder blades back, and working those muscles that are so relaxed when I'm sitting. So not everybody has a gym membership or a cable pulley system at home. A simple $20 piece of tubing will give you the same effect. Just wrapped around a column, I can still do my low row or my high row. So to strengthen our lower body posterior chain, what we're going to do is take you through a simple glute bridge progression. So the most basic progression, anybody can do. So to start off, we're flat on the ground, knees are bent, and all we're doing is using our glutes, so the most important muscle in our posterior chain, and driving our hips into the air to make a nice straight line through our hips. So I am using my hamstrings and my low back to a certain extent, but I really want to focus on turning on those glutes. To make that a little bit more difficult, we can do it single leg. So I'm adding another plane of movement, adding a little bit of instability, and adding load to the exercise. So again, I'm driving my hips straight up into the air, but now I'm focusing on using my right glute. So if you're going to take anything home from this video, it's anterior stretching, posterior chain strengthening. Anytime that you're adding these workouts or exercises with a lot more weight into your workout, make sure that you're consulting a personal trainer.